Hey guys, it's Bob at the Lincoln Motel. Please like and subscribe.
Dad, come home.
What would you do if your small business was suddenly shut down and the income that you spent close to a decade trying to create was suddenly stopped? That's the income you use to provide for your family, to provide for your employees. It's a lot to take in. For a lot of businesses in 2020, that happened. And from what I've heard, it's not 100% due to the lockdowns and pandemic. Sure, it had a huge impact, but for us specifically, it was the city deciding to change some things up. And we're not alone. There's quite a few cities that have decided to take this opportunity to make some new rules, to change things to make more sense for them. Not all bad, mind you. I think that things need to update with time. A lot of small business owners do too, just not all at once. So in 2020, a lot of good old boys, some people that don't want to be identified, we've started calling them the Cabal since they refuse to tell us who they are, decided that they don't feel like we should be open anymore. From what I understand, a lot of rats in the woodpile have taken this opportunity in several cities, and the rules are changing everywhere. Not exactly for the good or the bad, but not exactly great for the small business owners who can't pivot right off the bat, especially coming off of a pandemic. So we were shut down for quote unquote ongoing issues, which, I mean, that was the whole reason I bought the property to begin with. It had potential, it had work that needed to be done, it had growth opportunity. So, I mean, I knew about the ongoing issues and we have over time been improving them. But the question remains, how do we show that we've been making those improvements? They don't care about the numbers because they probably want to buy the property themselves. So they know the numbers are good. That's why we created the YouTube channel. We decided to make the whole situation public and let the public decide what their thoughts are on the ongoing restoration and whatnot of the motel. So this week we met up with a member of the Cabal, and they let us know they're still not impressed with the improvements we've made, and they'd vote to keep us shut, but since they're not legally or by any means an elected body of officials, they have to follow some of the laws. They don't really have a good reason to keep us shut down anymore, so that's awesome. By the way, like and subscribe, because I 100% believe that this YouTube channel is the reason we have a chance at all, so thank you guys. A couple of high-ranking members specifically, I really appreciate it. High-ranking members of government. I really appreciate it, guys. It makes a huge difference to know that people care and have been calling and asking, what reason are we preventing housing from being open in Lincoln during a housing crisis? Okay, so who are they? Who are the Cabal? Well, obviously they want to remain anonymous. Should I comment on the irony of asking a masked man why he wears a mask? Well, if they wanted us to know who they were, they wouldn't be called the Cabal. So who are they? Well, I actually asked, and they said they don't want to give out that information. Well, nobody does. That's why they're a secret group of elites. Panem today, Panem tomorrow, Panem forever. Obviously, they want their identities hidden. But let's review a couple of things. We know they have significant wealth. We know they can control who's able to be open and shut. And if you Forgive me for recommending this. I'm not a political person, but if you notice, all of our politicians are coming from California recently. Head of chief of police, our mayor. I feel like that's going to become a trend. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Don't care. I'm going to say it anyway. How do we win? What do we do at this point? If they control all the cards, if they have all the money, if they have all the politicians, if they can keep you shut for a year and a half and just keep dragging stuff out, because let's face it, legal battles are expensive and timely and just chaotic, and what are you going to do? Unless you're some kind of insane property millionaire guy that made a bunch of money when he was 25 and doesn't really have anything else to do than to drag it along with them. Obviously be respectful. Ooh, cool, look at that little light flare. I'm all professional now. Make this stuff public. Make whatever you're doing public. And most importantly, get together with other small business owners. For me, the type of person that likes to not really be public, and I know that's ironic considering what I do now. I'd rather just stay quiet and keep doing my stuff in the background. Let the rumors be what they are. I don't care. I could be Willy Wonka if I want to be. Have a chocolate factory, just sit back there with the Oompa Loompas. But the reality is, we have to start hanging out with other business owners. We have to share the problems. And those of us that have just ignored it for too long, need to start, I don't know, dealing with it, addressing it, because it's not really going to go away. It's just going to keep getting worse. And I mean, first they're going after the slightly medium-sized companies and raising taxes and all that chaotic stuff. And anyhow, the reality is, if you're a small business owner, you really need to start being social media, actually going to the stupid meetings, which I know everybody yells at me for because I hate meetings. That's what a lot of us are facing. We're having to sacrifice family time for politics. We're running the small business. Our wife is already upset with us for in the first place. My wife's not a fan of the hotel, by the way. Well, guys, that's all I got. So like and subscribe. And stay tuned for the next round. We're going to be starting on the hotel side. Did I mention that we were allowed to open the annex now? There are a couple provisions, a couple quid pro quos. Probably should talk about that for a second. So we are allowed to open the annex. Part of that is the property manager, which means, of course, I'm out of the loop, which is probably healthy, good. You know, I can't waive rent and stuff like that. Also means that the property is going to go for whatever the market rate is, because that is the wheel of the crown. Which, you know, is, again, better for me, I guess. Not really good for the people I used to try to help. I mean, there are really good people out there, and while we're remodeling, if they're willing to deal with some construction noise in the background, why should it bother the city? Anyhow, yay, we're able to open the annex. Oh, and we got monetized on YouTube. Kind of more exciting, I guess. I mean, the annex is very important, but I mean, I can continue on with, like, actually making money, so that's good. But more fun. The YouTube channel's been monetized. So, anyhow, like and subscribe if you haven't. Hopefully you like this content. Ooh, let me know what you think about the opening little comic book thing. I thought it was a really fun way to review the last year. All right, bye.